All right, today we're going to go over a dumbbell lateral raise for the shoulders, or you can also use bands. So it doesn't really matter which one you use. The principles of maintaining position and posture and execution of the exercise remains the same. The very similar thing can be said about if you are standing or seated, right? It's kind of two trains of thought. If you want to challenge the shoulders a little bit more, right? I'm going to be seated and drive my feet into the ground if I'm seated on a bench, for example. In this case, I'm going to be standing. And the reason why I want to show you the standing is because I want you to be able to visualize and kind of see that I'm contracting my glutes to, again, anchor myself. So a couple things, it's a reminder so we don't want them to happen. One of the things that we don't want to shrug. Okay, I don't want to rotate my arms as I do it, okay, because ideally is what we're trying to do is actually flex the flex the lats in a downward position, right, so we don't turn the traps on when we lift laterally, okay. So a quick demonstration is basically I'm going to be facing you because I want you to see that I don't want to lift, I don't need to lift my shoulders past 90, right? The idea is just lats down and I lift to about where my fists are almost to shoulder height, okay? I'm also from a standpoint want you to see that I've got this a little bit of a forward lean. I don't have to be super strict and locked out when I lift. I kind of want to be in this position, okay, where I'm going to contract my glutes as I lift, and then basically put them back in place, okay? I don't want to get up here and I feel like I have to hold that position either, okay? I'll say, get in and get out. So from this position, I have a good neutral spine position right here, okay? I don't want to be arched, rib cage stays down, and from this position, I'm not quickly throwing myself up to this position. I'm contracting my backside, and it reciprocates the motion that I'm trying to move. Okay, again from the front side, again we don't need to get the fist super high, but I want you to get rhythmic, contract and control, and this also is a good place to be because this is a good place to rest, right? This is not a bad place to rest, but for me, I just want you guys to stay focused, stay in this position right here. Be mindful of the angle of your chin as well. Right? I don't need to be looking up. I don't want to tuck my chin too much. It's almost like the only thing that's hinging is your hips and shoulders in unison. Okay? Contract and lift. Again, being from a seated position, we would drive our feet in, make sure the rib cages aren't poked out, and we would just be. You can even forward lean in a seated position and lift as well. So if you're going to use a band, essentially you'd be standing on a band, okay, and having the same motion, contracting that band and putting it back, contracting the band and putting it back. So seated, you'd have to set something up a little bit different with the band, but again, the principle still maintain is the only thing really different from the band and the barbell is that if you don't have the tension right, the slack, we don't want to be completely out of slack at the bottom with a band where when you begin lifting it and then tension is created as you're in the lift. But otherwise, they're really pretty similar. So choose a band, choose a dumbbell, and that's the dumbbell lateral raise.